I think I did it too fast, but that's fine.
I
Hey,
think it's
hi everybody.
hello.
Okay, it is live.
Yes. Um.
We have 0 peoples. That's unusual to have 0. But also, we're streaming at a very different time than normal, so.
Yeah, our time jumped around a
Oh,
bit today.
there you go. You're unmuted now.
Oh. And our time jumped around a bit today. So it's even if someone's like, "Oh, I'll that time worked for me," and then we
It's
moved it around. So.
it's entirely my fault. My child, Chris and I have now budgeted it slash we're working on it so that the children can get their hair cut more frequently. Um,
Mhm.
so this month I took the first child to go get their haircut, and because I have to work around Chris's work schedule, but also the hairstylist schedule and also the children's school schedule. Wednesday at 4:30, I was like, nope, I'm taking it. I'm doing it.
Mhm.
I'm not making, it's just Whip Wednesday will be what it be. So, but as always, that's fine. That's par for the course because
Yeah, that's
my
Wednesday as always.
my streams are when is most convenient for me,
Yeah.
even if inconvenient for everyone else.
I think a lot of WIP Wednesday was originally based on my school schedule. Timing.
No, well, okay,
No,
your
just the timing of it.
no, Whip Wednesday's original time frame was based on this is when I can be awake and
Mm,
this is when I have to like pick the kids up from school. Or like
okay.
no, they started writing the bus. So it was like this is when I can be awake and then this is when they get home from the bus. And so it was a perfect time frame. It worked so well for like a year.
Mm,
and it just happened to coincide with your school schedule, but then I think the next semester you worked your one of your classes around with Wednesday.
yes, I did move
So
my class schedule around with Wednesday. I'm suddenly extremely curious what that light switch does, and I do not know. Um, but it's fine.
but you're
We both have worked a little bit today, or been semi-active, in the writer space because we attended Steeg's pop-up this morning,
I did, I came out from under my rock.
which was our original WIP Wednesday time was this morning, but I was enjoying watching Steeg, stream, and yeah.
Yeah. Also,
Um,
I was able to get dishes and stuff done that time anyway, so this just worked better.
so, I
I would
am,
I'll go very
yes.
quickly. I'm going to be well. First, I'm going to do my face because I don't like how the camera makes me look without makeup.
Mm,
In person, I'm fine. On the camera, no, thank you. And then I'm going to be working on my revisions
nice. I'm gonna be
for
working on
for not.
revisions as well, but I'm on the beginning of 18, 19 chap
You're on chapter
uh
19.
19, yeah. Um, and rewriting the opening, but
You're on chapter 19. I'm on page 9.
hey, it's
Right?
basically the same thing. But I I changed the opening, and now I'm getting into the medical care, and then I can get into the horny parts. That's
I'm
the
just gonna say
order.
that it feels like the same thing because I'm doing the close edit, you're doing initial revisions, but then you said then the horny parts, and I was like, oh no, I can't make my follow up statement anymore.
No. Uh, so that's what I'm working on. I have a full table today with my roommate also sitting at the kitchen table because it's a gorgeous day and our kitchen table gets great lighting. And then Storm on the other side with her face pressed up against the screen, window screen as the windows are open. So that's the gang's all here. Um, I am excited. I worked on Hello Storm. Okay, I moved. That was my mistake.
You
Uh,
sound like you are in a better working headspace than you were yesterday, so I'm also excited for you.
yeah, I wasn't in a great working headspace in the beginning of the day, and then the evening I was like, I am a fiend, I am a writing machine, and wrote until like almost 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I was being a
Um,
very bad influence because I could kind of sense that you weren't in a great headspace, so I kept going, just play with Pagebound. It's fine, just give in.
but now I am hoping to work some. So, yay! Okay,
The sprint has started.
sprint
Everyone
time.
speak of this.
Muting.
Hello. We are back.
Hi. I am going to finish this sentence.
That's fine. Okay. My thing messed up, and there was a note that I knew for sure. I was like, this note doesn't go here, so I refreshed my document because I was like, hold up. But I am on page 10, which I've gone back. I started at the top of 9. We are out of 31. But really, it's like page 7 out of 29 because the first two don't. There's just the title page and the page break. But yeah. But at the moment, whereas Monday, I didn't have the brain power to do like to cement my final revisions. Today, I do have the brain power. So what I'm going to, I'm going through and I'm going to each one. But this also means that like I read it and then I think of how I want to rephrase it and then I do this number. So much slower, but like we're good.
I got 261 words done. Of rewriting Rye making a fire, basically showing his outdoor survival skills. I tried to think of, I was actually like showing his D&D class as ranger, and then I was like, wait, I don't actually think he would be a ranger. I think he would be a sorcerer. Well, he can multi-class. Anyways, I mean, even a druid, but no, I think he would be a sorcerer because it's innate magic. But so I'm like rewriting like 2 lines, and I'm like, this is just fucking like skimming over stuff that's like kind of important. And like the way it was before, it's like, wait, what is he doing right now? Why is he doing this? So I'm like slowing it because I was really excited to get to them basically naked, cuddling each other. And I was like, okay, I need to slow it down. And then what are you?
Okay. I'm trying to push the thing up, don't worry.
Yeah. And so I'm trying to, like I said, slow it down. I'm just seeing your like slam poetry in the corner.
What? No, I'm quoting a song.
Oh.
I couldn't remember. That's what I was doing on my phone. Is like I was like, ooh, don't be bitter. Ooh,
I get us demonetized.
and then I'm like, what?
And then I get Rise like first purposeful transformation back to fully human. Successful transformation back to fully human. And so that's what I'll do next. He does it by like thinking of a memory where in his town, basically he thinks of his first like serious introduction as a kid to like winter is dangerous and will kill you if you are not careful. And like thinks about the people he grew up with and that kind of stuff, and then finds himself just like back to being a human. I have it as like, and he opens his eyes and he's a human again, but I think he might just keep his eyes open, but he like goes to grab something instead of massive dragon paw, it's human hand. With like the scales fading away, that kind of thing. Because I'm like, it feels too much like, I don't know. I have a lot of stuff that was happening like off screen or not quite described, because as I was writing draft 1, I'm like, oh, I don't want to like, or like I was like afraid of trying to describe things. fully, like things that no one can experience because they're not real. And then getting worried, like, what if it doesn't make sense or it's not realistic? Or I'm not sure the exact mechanics of him going from a four-legged, two-winged giant creature to a guy standing.
That's okay. You know who would probably have very detailed thoughts on the mechanics of this?
The new member of our group chat.
Tabby, yeah.
Okay,
As long as I don't like drag her name or tell people the intimate details of her life, she doesn't care if I talk about it. She will, however, never watch any of my streams because she hates how it's
you sound on recordings, right? Yeah.
She's like, it's too uncanny. I cannot. And I'm like, that's fine. This only came up when I was like, hey, I'm doing a Let's Talk on Sailor Moon, and she was like, I will try.
That was so long ago.
My sister, who has very... Honestly, when I think about it, I'm not surprised she got an engineering degree, because you see how she's talking about the animals?
Yeah.
So. Also, she reads as much random-ass weird shit as I do, and we are both very well-versed in the furry community, so... Oh, that's my husband. I'm like, who signed in to my security system?
Me.
He had to factory reset his phone.
I'm in the house. Oh, he had to factory reset his phone? Oof.
Oh, shit. Do it again. I swiped away from it. I didn't realize it wanted me to hit a thing.
Storm is being very cute right in the window, like right here, and I totally would show you guys if it wouldn't, like, internet safety show my window and what I look out on, and then that'd be dangerous. So just picture a very cute cat with her ears going as she looks between me and the window at every single noise. And then she keeps like partly closing her eyes because of the wind. And by wind I mean like a soft breeze, a gentle breeze, not soft breeze. So that's what you guys are missing.
I had to relay a security code, and I couldn't tell you all.
I
know. But yeah, there was a charging issue, which my phone did it a couple months ago, where it just like it would charge slowly and die quickly. But like I factory reset my phone and it fixed it. So that's what I suggested to him, and that's what he did. And it seems
maybe that would help my laptop. My laptop like can't operate without being plugged in. It has like 20 minutes of battery life, maybe.
Yeah, I'd factory reset it. Just like it might not be the issue, but also for some reason, I think sometimes when we end up on like certain, not even necessarily malicious or shady websites, just you're like clicking around or you get an email or something. I think some malware sneaks in and kills batteries.
Like why? Why would you do this?
Yes.
I was getting some spam calls the other day, or I thought I was getting spam calls, but it was actually the actual gas company. Someone else had gotten their, like, my number put under their name, and so they called me at like 9 a.m. this morning, and they're like, hey, we're here at your apartment to do the gas inspection, or like a gas, maintenance, and I'm like, what? Because this had like woken me up. And I didn't sleep well last night, big surprise. And they're like, yeah, is this Shirley blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, no. And they're like, oh. And I'm like, that's the name that had been on what I thought were spam messages. I'm like, they couldn't even get my name right. No, apparently I've just been getting messages for this woman named Shirley. So they like read off the address, and I'm like, that's not where I live.
As everybody knows, my married name is Ortiz, right? You're not gonna find me knowing. I am actually more easily findable with my pen name than my married name. But, so 2 of my children had tried band in 6th grade, right? One of them decided not for him, not in band anymore. The other one loves it, even is in jazz club, absolutely loves it. Well, we do the instrument, it's basically like a rent to own program. through this really good company that's name escapes me, but they're like nationwide. Their whole thing is helping kids be able to afford their instruments and stuff. Well, I didn't. This makes a lot of sense, but I didn't know this before my child was in band. In middle school, you actually use a different size instrument than you do in high school, and so he's been using like his first trombone, and now like we got a letter, and they're like, hey, now that they're like going into 8th grade and stuff, they'll get their bigger one. And the bigger one is better quality and has like more tones and stuff that it can do. Which now I'm like, is that why the middle school band performances don't sound the greatest?
I think it's a variety of factors.
No,
possibly middle schoolers.
You can tell the kids are playing really well. It still doesn't,
Yeah.
But yeah. So But the thing was, the letter that I got, the first name was for the child who had quit, and the last name was Ontiz. So we go to the meeting. I give my son's name, and they're like, we can't find him. And I was like, the letter had this name, and he was like, oh yeah, I found him. I'm like, that's not his name.
That's not what's happening here. You got the address right and nothing else.
Well, it was a letter that came home. So
did they get the instrument right?
Yes.
Okay.
The instrument, the payment history, and everything on it. The only thing that was wrong was the name. And my thing is, like, okay, so if it was the wrong son's name, that's one thing. None of us have last name Ontiz. So.
Okay.
Oh, the wonders of typos.
Love it. Love it. Yeah.
Also, one of my achievements I'm very proud of today while I'm doing it's not the copy edits. I misspoke last week or something. It's the close edits.
Oh, okay.
Close edits. So this is like the final round of the like developmental and all of that. The close edits is like we're not doing developmental stuff anymore. This is the line by line part. So yeah, which is why I'm hyper focusing on the wording and everything and not like all of that. But alongside that, while I'm sitting there thinking about, how do I want to rephrase this and everything, I'm also being an absolute menace to my little sister, who has not had the privilege of interacting with me recently because she and I both have health things.
I am also messaging your little sister.
CV gets to witness a complete, I don't think the way I act with my sisters is so much more juvenile than the way I act with anybody else in the world.
As it should be.
Yes. So TV's getting to see another side of me. Like my sister, she made a typo, and she's all like, man, I need to learn how to spell shit. And I was like, no, it's spelled S-H-I-T.
Just very cute.
I say this because she used a gif of Hawk's Eye from the 4th season of Sailor Moon. And I notice she's ignoring my MILF man comment. Rude.
I'm thinking about dragon transformation.
Have a minute before you can hyper-focus in discussing the details with Tabby.
I know, so I'm saying it out. So I'm talking about dragon transformations.
Yes.
And how one goes from dragon to man. Because man to dragon, I'm like, okay, that, like, things are coming out, and, like, he can go from 2 legs and then to 4 legs. But the opposite of that is so much less cool in my head. Going from dragon to man, because then it's like, do the wings just, like, shrivel up and then disappear into his back?
That or they fall off one of the two.
No.
Just like dragon wings everywhere.
So I'm like within the narrative, I'm doing like you know, shots where like someone's naked but you're not seeing anything, but you know they're naked because but it's like blocked by a shoulder or you're like looking at their back. So I'm trying to basically do that literary wise, or like later I will be doing that. When like the wings, like Jason's facing Rye and then he sees the wings come out and the horns come out of curls, but like the wings we're not getting that how that actually looks. So, okay. Into the sprint.
I would just like to say you can't tell my sister and I are related, as I was about to give an example. Like with the wings falling off, I was going to be like, you know, like in some werewolf stories where they literally have to pull the skin off as they're like transforming.
Mhm.
And then Tabby provided a gif of that very thing because that's how it works in the Von Helsing movie.
Wow. All right. Sprint time.
Heyo. So, I shall go first as you are wrapping up what you're doing, it looks like. I am now at the bottom of page 14. I had to make decisions.
Decisions.
I know. Like, I had picked the Giles mansion, and then I was like, oh, like their HQ was. But my brain goes, Giles Manor sounds so great. And I'm like, but it's not a manor. It's like a manor is kind of a specific thing. So I was like, mansion versus manor. And then I was like,
I too researched mansion versus manor.
mansion. I ended up going with estate because that's quite flexible. So the Giles estate. Because I was like, I don't want it to be like too on the because it's the headquarters of a criminal syndicate.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't want it to be like, oh, the Giles HQ or the. I did also consider head office, but I was like, that sounds a little too administrative. So.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I settled on estate, and then also. I had to sit there and be like, but would Jamie think, like, the first decision I had to make was, would Jamie take precautions in case they were tailed? Feels silly when there's a mole, but also he might do it anyway. So then I was like, well, now I have to rephrase this because none of this is in Jamie's voice. And then I had to greatly resist the urge to say that Leto was giving him a bombastic side eye because that is very much not how Jamie would say it. It would have been fun, but no. So I did that, and then now we're at 14, which I have caught up to where I had been on Monday when I was just like, let's just make a bunch of notes for myself. So I've already addressed all the notes now.
Yay.
So I don't know how progress is going to go moving forward because I haven't already gone through and done the easy ones. Or made notes for myself. So, but
I got
14 out of 31 now.
I can do this. Come on, brain. I got 229 words basically written. It was like editing a paragraph, which was 229 words, or like a section. Hello, Storm. I am now to the. Okay. She's like rubbing her face on like the window crank. I am now to the transformation back into a real boy. And trying to figure out how I want that to be done. And talking to your sister about that. Cause it feels kind of anticlimactic every time I have him transform back so far, which is just like the once where it's at the beginning of the book where he's just like rushes forward and by the time he gets there, he's a human again. And I'm like, don't know if I love that. And now you're sending Sailor Moon.
The way you described it.
Yeah. Do you actually have her full transformation that you can send me?
That's what I was looking for in the GIFs, but it wasn't there, so I will have to go to the YouTube. But yeah, because the way that specifically, it is like Magical Girl anime transformations, but specifically the way that the Sailor Scouts transformations work is the beams of light are their elemental magic. Yeah. And then that creates their clothing and stuff, which is why when they get depowered, it like turns back into ribbons of magic. So
yeah.
And you were like lightning specifically, I was like, Jupiter.
I have a reference for that. I mean, part of me wants to go the more clouds, mists, that kind of thing, because I feel like those are kind of neglected in my portrayal of the Storm Dragon. Um, oh, also, hi, Nikki. Welcome back. Yay, crocheting. Um, but yeah, so I'm not sure.
I wanted a video compilation that had all of the Sailor Jupiter transformations, but because they used to have them, I'm gonna have to fight to find them. But I did find this one that shows them like all at once. But like that's not what I
Because
want.
I have like slow, like for his partial shifts, it's like he can see the nails, come out like Teen Wolf style, except not as ugly looking. Um,
Yeah, you're going for more like fantasy, pretty transformation as opposed to horrific body morph transformation, which is what me and Tabby
well,
lean toward a
well,
lot.
the thing is, no, the way I've written it, it's horrific, or like I've avoided doing horrific body transformation, and I'm like, okay, I should change it into more magical fantasy, but I'm like, but it is his body shifting, which has like a body horror element. But I'm like, but dragons are creatures of magic, so should I make it more?
You can just do it however you want to do it. If you want to, I am all for making more magical boys. and utilize. I am all for. Okay, yes, I'm all for making more magical boys, but also I am here for taking inspiration and influence from different media cultures.
Yeah.
And I think that having a magical transformation where the magic literally shifts your clothing works just as well as the body just shifting in general, because there is pre-existing media and like in the paranormal
Yeah.
umbrella that it's where they shift, their clothes just go into their skin, or the way it's explained is it's like, oh well, when they shift, their clothes become like their scales, become their fur, become their feathers, right? That's
Yeah.
already a thing. So this isn't really that far a step
I
further.
know in a lot of like kids TV shows growing up, at least in American media, like Western media, when someone's transformation, like there was this show that was kids, like teenagers that transform into dinosaurs. And I'm pretty sure they went from like like a kid to an outline of a person to that transforming into a dinosaur. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. But also, all I can think of is the H2O transformation, which is why I sent that gif. Because they become water and then they're mermaids, and their like hair is different, their clothing is gone, um, their makeup's usually different. Um,
Also, in nature, there's an actual like example of something dissolving into fluid and then completely reborning itself as a different thing. Caterpillars, moths, anything that has a cocoon phase.
ah,
That's what happens. Their entire physiological system liquidates and then they are rebuilt like
I didn't know if I knew that, and
they
I kind of
do.
wish I didn't. Now,
So I'm just saying, so that whole like, they dissolve into magic and then that's a thing that happens in actual nature too. So
um, but then I'm also like, okay, how much of this do I really need to be thinking about? And I think it's a lot. Like I don't think I can just like, okay, hand wavy it. And I like the slow,
the
like the
idea of
grab.
having a sensor fog is also hilarious to me.
Thanks. I don't think it would be like a complete sensor fog, but it'd be somewhat a sensor fog. Um, but I'm like, do I like? I like him for the subtler transformations, the partial shifts. Not even his half shift, but like the ones less than that. Like, I don't know if they're like I have I have like the scent of ozone in the air. But then like his eyes will, black sclera and then the pupils slitted, or like his um he like gets frustrated and his like claws come out. But I'm like, I don't know if I can. Okay, let me rephrase that. I'm not sure it'll feel cohesive if I do those kind of like more gritty, not even gritty, but the grittiness for the subtle transformations versus like a bigger shift, like even the half shift where all of a sudden he has horns and wings. But also I don't want the visuals of when him transforms, like even if I'm not describing it, Jason would be looking at him when he does transform and like the fucking nose and jaw come out into a snout. I don't want that because I've seen horrible CGI of that and I'm horribly scarred. And I struggle to view that as anything other than like super horrifying. And that's not the vibes I want when Jason sees Rye transform into a dragon. So I'm like, would it just be? It could be like the. I don't know. I don't know how to do that without the censorship fog or.
It's one of those things where I'd have to see the paragraph and then I could help you with the paragraph.
Yeah, I think in this, because this is where my brain is going into like screenwriter mode or like film kid mode, where I'm seeing this as something that's animated or live action shot, but I can just choose not to describe the weird fucking snout shit.
You could, yes.
But I don't know. It could be like the magic is crackling electricity and the smoke. And then when that takes the form, and then when that clears, the face is there. So it does do it's unclear whether it's his bones shifting out or if it's something new. Or
so there's this anime, and I cannot remember. Cute High Earth Defense Club.
Okay.
But either way, so magical boy animes have actually been a thing. They're just like not necessarily in the same style as magical girl animes. Like they're Ronin Warriors is one. It's literally where
I'm getting links.
Yeah, I sent you Ronin Warriors. But then Cute Earth High Defense Club, it somebody who really loves magic girl animes decided to make this. It is essentially a love letter, but also a parody, which parodies are love letters.
Yeah.
And in it, when they like transform and then they're in the thing, it shows like it'll show the perspective of other people, and they have a censor blur over their faces. That's what it reminds me of. Because like in Sailor Moon and stuff, when people were like, well, when questioned why don't like their family and friends recognize them, the like canonical answer for Sailor Moon is just that the magic prevents it.
Yeah, magic. That's
literally so fucking simple. It's just like the magic says no, you don't know who this person is. So like that's
I'm
why
watching
there is an
the
exception.
Jupiter
It's
transformation.
like, well, damn, they're like so bonded, they recognize them through the magic and stuff, right? So yeah, but like a lot of other magic animes, like they don't ever address it or have a reason for it.
But for the Jupiter one, we get the the electricity circling her. It whites out the screen, and then all of a sudden she's dressed.
Yeah, Sailor Moon's is a little bit more detailed, so I can send you hers. But for hers, like the ribbon, and also it doesn't completely do the thing, because I think it does for Jupiter. Warriors is so. The thing with Magic Boys ones, they're like so fucking lazy, sort of, because they'll just be like Dao Chi, and then it's like they're just standing there with cherry blossom petals circling around them, and then the bright light, and then bam.
Yeah.
Like, even Tuxedo Mask, when he transforms in Sailor Moon, that's essentially all you get, which is
Ride just gets a magical boy transformation, but after all the sparkles dissipate, it's just a giant fucking dragon that's about.
Yes, I want that. That would be amazing.
Oh
That's
my
why
god.
I'm sending you so many things. This is me campaigning for that option.
I don't know. I don't know.
I want magical boy dragons.
All right, let me think about it. Cool. Sprint ended. Did we go super over?
No.
Ooh, that's really big. Oh no, I'm just thrown off. Okay. I thought the Sam timer was the wrap
No,
up.
we need to. Well, not we, but I need to make the timers with the labels on them. Because that's my ultimate goal is just to be like sprint, like have these timers, but also have them say sprint 1 timer.
Okay, I wrote a transformation. Don't know if I like it.
I am now on page 15, which 14 had one, or technically like 2 revisions, but the one was like very long. And then I did one where I just changed unbothered to indifferent because that was just a voice thing. And now I'm at a thing where it's like Alexandra looked with some surprise, and I'm like, but would she be surprised? Like, so I have to decide that. I also got dinner because my husband messaged me, "Are you hungry? Are you going to eat dinner?" And I was like, I must go eat before he forbids me from doing streams at dinner time.
Dun dun dun. I
Hold on. Nicole said, "Oh yeah, we didn't go over maybe like 1 minute, but not that much."
yeah. What am I thinking? Oh yeah. So
It's only 10 minutes anyway.
what?
I said the wrap up is 10 minutes.
Wrap up 15 minutes.
No. The wrap up sprint for writing is 15.
Yes, that's what I meant. Yes.
Okay.
The end of the stream is final.
They suggested 10 minutes, yes.
So yeah.
I want to let everyone know I would have probably gotten a little bit more done if I had not been assisting CB all stream, but also that's fine because I might not have actually gotten any more done. But I get to blame it on you, so I'm going to.
I'm gonna read out what it ended up with. So he's a dragon. Satisfied with his bounty of firewood, Rye turns to check on Jason. Vertigo nearly bowls him over as the ground shifts rapidly closer. Dark wisps of magic cloud his vision in a swirl of glinting colors. He catches himself with a knee, one clawed hand grasping the earth. Mist curls away from his scales until a smooth human arm remains, fingers still dug into the dirt.
I like it.
I feel like there's a lot of prepositions, but that's future.
I was listening with my audiobook ears, not my writer ears.
Yeah.
They're different ears.
That's all I need.
So.
For right now. Cool.
As you know, my writer brain can do a lot more nitpicking of phrasing for you.
Yeah, I do need to, I will need to go back into the book.
Yep, that's not what this revision is for.
Make, the other transformations match this.
Yes.
Plan. But,
I'm so pleased we've got magical boy and dragon transformation. There was a novel that, like, I read it, and I, like, reread the, like, magic shifting scene multiple times, and I was like, this is a magic girl transformation. And I was so stoked, and I can't remember what it was. But I was very pleased that it existed.
Hi. She wants dinner. It is actually dinner time for you now. She's been asking for dinner. My roommate got home early, and my roommate getting home is usually the trigger of her wanting dinner, because roommate usually gets home like 4:30, and that's the earliest I will give her dinner. but my roommate got home at like 3:30, and so it's thrown off her entire schedule. So she thinks she's starving to death.
Yeah, when the boys get
I
off
think she's starving to death.
when the boys get off the bus, it's one of their jobs is to feed the cats, and the other boy feeds the dogs. But like he lets the dogs out for 10 minutes first. Regardless of how long I have let them outside, doesn't matter because I want him to stay in that habit in case I've been sleeping most of the day. But he lets them out and then he feeds them, and so now my dogs are always very excited when he comes downstairs. Because on days he doesn't have school, he still feeds them at roughly the same time.
Amazing. Would it be fingers still digging into the dirt or fingers still dug into the dirt?
Depends on the previous sentence.
The reference is one clawed hand grasping the earth, and then when it's back to human, fingers still dug into the dirt.
Yeah, I would put dug then.
Because he's not
the
still.
fingers. Yeah, because the fingers were already still in the earth and have not moved. So, but they're not actively doing more digging. So I would put dug, and then hire an editor and go with what they say over what Sam says.
Yep. That's how it goes. Okay. She's starving to death.
Oh, no.
Okay, that's, progress for today. I know we have the wrap-up sprint left, but,
Yeah, but during the wrap-up sprint, you could, what I would do, which, of course, you are free to do or not to do, is, like, make a note to myself on all the previous dragon transformations. Update here, update here, update here.
Luckily, there is only one other full transformation in the book, and it's in chapter 1. In and out. We do need to, and there's 3 dragon, off the top of my head, there's 3 climactic dragon moments. One is the first one, when it's, his rehatchening. Rehatchening. I could call it a rebirth, but he wasn't born, he hatched. So it's his hatchening, which is, there's already fire going on, so it's kind of weird, but it is proper transformation. There's the forced transformation, which does not have all the fun stuff. Fun magical girl. It is grotesque horror awfulness. Writing wise, it's mostly just Rye being, my bones are wrong, my skin is wrong, and I am in pain. From the outside, it would look horribly and terrifying and awful and but we're in Rye's head and he's not seeing his body be wrong.
I do like the fact that a forced transformation versus the natural one are done differently. I know I've said that before, but
And then we have him exiting that, and that's this scene, which he still kind of like loses his footing, but he's like, okay, this was an exiting of it, rather than the first time. It's kind of just like he's in and then he's out again. Like it's purely instinctive, not really knowing what's happening kind of thing. And then there's the one in the climax where it's his first purposeful full transformation. Him being like, I am going to be a dragon now to kick some ass. And then afterwards he's like, I want to hold my boyfriend with human hands, so I'm no longer going to be a dragon.
Even though they're not boyfriends yet.
No, they're boyfriends at that point.
Oh, they are. Cool.
Well, not by the word boyfriends, but they've kissed by then.
Sorry.
And
I had gotten a message from the elementary school that was like, help your child transition to name of other elementary school. And I'm like, the fuck is this? Our city has been building up schools in places and stuff because like their goal is to always have classrooms with 20 or less students.
Yeah.
And I guess they just recently opened up another elementary school, and so the rezoning is happening, and a bunch of elementary students are going to be
So it was a
transitioning.
mass text. Or a
Yes,
mass
it was a
message.
mass
All
text.
the parents.
My
Okay.
child is going to middle school next year,
Yeah.
so I don't have to worry about that. But that was the thing when it was like, help your child transition to like the next school. I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, okay, cool. But
I
then
would
when I saw
assumed
the
it
word
was to middle
elementary, I
school.
was like,
Yeah.
that's not. It's not for me.
That's not right. But yeah, so and then after that it's once he like figures it out, he's cool. Like that's kind of the how I'm doing the dragon stuff working is like this should all be instinctive, but it's not because his instincts aren't hardwired into being a dragon. But
Yeah.
they are still kind of like as soon as he tries to fly, he flies.
They're soft wired into him.
Yeah, because and when he like tries but when he's like thinking about landing, he's like fuck. And it does not work nearly as well. Um and it's one of those things where it's like his body has the muscle memory without having ever done it before, but he when he goes to his actual memory is like, how do I land when I am a dragon? That's not something he knows.
It's like being able to breathe, but then like when you start theater and stuff, you
Yeah.
have to start breathing the way you did when you were a baby.
Yeah, and it's like being aware of it is what fucks it up. So that's kind of the logic I've been having for a lot of magical and dragon things. Because the fact of the matter is, if Rai were a fully functioning adult dragon, very little of the conflict in the book would pose any of a threat. But he's not at all functional as an adult dragon. So they do. No. If Rai knew he was a dragon yet still like was like, oh, let's go to the mercenaries and with this prince because he's hot and I guess I'll help him. Because I was, I'm an adult now, I'm gonna go fuck around with humans. He could just be like, okay, Princey, let's do it, and then just fly there in like a couple days, and then just murder them all because he's a dragon.
We have a Deus Ex Machina, but we cannot use it.
Because he doesn't know how.
It's in a box.
It's
We
like
don't know how to open the box.
Yeah. Even the mercenaries, it's like, yeah, but they stole from dragons. Wouldn't they like put up some of a fight? They snuck into dragon lands and stole something. They did not fight their way in. Like there was at least one trader amongst the dragons that helped them in exchange for something precious that have
shiny.
Yeah.
Dragons are like magpies.
Or like it was or out of spite because dragons have interpersonal relationships as well. It wasn't a like and the reason they have killed a dragon, but that dragon was really old, not a combatant. Yeah. It's like, haha, I've defeated a great warrior. You defeated the retired healer
Grandpa.
that is like on you defeated great grandpa, like is on it's impressive that he is alive this long.
He hasn't been on the battlefield in decades, man.
Yeah, and when he was on the battlefield, he was in the healer's tent. He was not having a sword. It's like literally the only reason Grandpappy was still alive at that point, which is the old dragon, is because he's a healer. Like most of his magic is healing based, and so it just kept him alive a little bit longer. But he was like, go nap in the clutch with the eggs. That was kind of his life. He was living that recliner grandpa life.
I want to live the recliner grandpa life.
So.
I say, and then I put my footrest and my chair out.
Yeah, Grandpappy, like Alaric the dragon, isn't Rye's grandpa, it is Rye's great grandfather. Uh, he is
I know, but I was
hundreds
trying
of
to
years
continue
old.
with the metaphor.
Yeah. All right, last sprint. I'm going to feed the monster.
Fair enough.
Hello. I cannot hear you.
I did not unmute.
Yeah, that would do it.
I'm at the bottom of page 16.
I fed Storm and fed myself for the wrap-up sprint because I'm going to head out shortly. So I was like, oh, I should get that done now. Plus I had like finished. I reached a good stopping point. Which to a point where I'm like, okay, I can like pick it up from here really easily for tomorrow.
I've got two. I think I'm at a good stopping point now because I'm like, this one is going to require lots of thinking. And I'm like, I don't want to do that now. I've done, holy shit, I started on page 9. So I've done like almost 7 pages worth of decisions and weird revisions and stuff. So not all pages are revised equally, but you know.
Yeah,
I made good progress.
Trust me, I got that.
Halfway there.
Oh.
I also scrolled down to see like how many more changes I'm going to have to make, and currently it's showing all of Danica's things in blue, and I'm like, oh, there's so much blue.
I got to the point where they can. It's we have, you know, we're both now human, which means that we can snuggle. And before I was like, okay, I want to make really sure that Rye doesn't seem like predatory with him snuggling Jason, who's unconscious and basically gonna be naked. And I think I went too far in the other direction. I'm like, this is worse than clinical. This is like
it's a, I don't want to say a struggle, but it's always a thing to be like careful of and such.
Yeah, it's like not even like him treating Jason clinically. It's just I need to slow down and actually describe what's happening rather than like if I don't say he's naked and his like schlong is out, then nothing's happening. And I'm like, girl, that's not the angle we're doing. So thanks for coming to WIP Wednesday, people. Like I said, I am just skedaddle to go shopping. So.
Yes. Raven King Book Talk Friday.
Yep. Yeah.
Time sort of decided, but I don't remember what it was. And we will catch y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.